It can be freaking scary when you open those doors, when you open those dimensions, when you haven't astral traveled and you don't know what you're doing, and you're not with somebody that can hold a safe space. That's terrifying. That is terrifying. Don't do that. I'm considering doing psychedelics. You talk a lot about psychedelics, but always say good things. Is there a flip side to doing psychedelics I should know about? Yeah, another great question. I love that this is being asked because I don't know that I ever really say anything bad about psychedelics because I see so much benefit with psychedelics. And in the last chapter of the book, that's why it's on the cover, I do talk about how I did step into sacred psychedelic journeys to expand consciousness. That was my main goal. It's also a great way to get in there and see those wounds and the subconscious mind and things that are not serving our highest good. And there are some downsides. One of the downsides is if you're not really ready, meaning not as a judgment, but like you're not ready, like you're doing it for somebody else, or you're not doing the work, you're not preparing for it, you're not setting an intention, you're just like going and just showing up and kind of loosely, like whatever, maybe you're drinking alcohol the night before or doing all those things you do, then you might not be taking it with the intention of which the medicine can do the depth of the work. And the downsides of that is that when you are in, and all psychedelics are not the same, let me just say that, so I'm speaking very broadly and generally here, but when you do psychedelics, you are shutting off your default mode network. In some cases, you are increasing your neuroplasticity, and you are opening up your aura, your energy, your soul, really, so that you can see from your soul's perspective, your God's eye view, something more about your life that you're sheltering yourself from. When you do that, you open yourself to more dimensions. And in those dimensions, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. At the end of the day, it's all oneness. At the end of the day, it's just going vertical and it's just going to this highest place. I don't want anyone to get too caught up in all these different dimensions, all the way up to the top of oneness. But you got to know that they're there because a lot of hijacking happens, a lot of walk-ins happen, a lot happens. If you're not with the right server, you're not in a safe set and setting, it can be freaking scary when you open those doors, when you open those dimensions, when you haven't astral traveled and you don't know what you're doing, and you're not with somebody that can hold a safe space. That's terrifying. That is terrifying. Don't do that. When you do the work, and I have a guide, it's bethbell.me/psychedelics. You can just go to bethbell.me and go to the nav bar. I have a guide, a psychedelic resource guide. It gives tons of tips, tools about how to find an appropriate server, where it's legal, all information on all of the psychedelics that are out there. I link you in right to really trusted places to get information. Check it out. Go to bethbell.me. It's really important. I feel like Spirit guided me to psychedelics simply to be a spokesperson to help guide others on safe set and setting with servers who know what they're doing. It's so important. It makes all the difference. I know there's a lot of people that do recreational psychedelics. If it's your thing, it's your thing. It's not mine. And I'm not comfortable saying, yeah, just go out and go to a rave. You can disagree with me, it's fine. It's just, this is where I'm at with it. It's a sacred experience to open up your aura. And I've seen people do crazy things. I've seen people go off the rails. And it's not because of the psychedelics. It's because they are not taking accountability and responsibility for their own journeys. So let's leave it at that. Be accountable, be responsible, and know that these are sacred tools, whether you're healing trauma, expanding consciousness, or just having fun. Take them seriously. Where you're at, when you're opening yourself, take it seriously, and you'll have a different experience. And do the integration work. That's the other reason why I'm here to talk about psychedelics, is it's all about integration work. You can get shown the most beautiful oneness, but until you can embody it here in this dimension, none of that matters. And if you're just going to do a psychedelic to go out there, but you're not doing the work here, then you're just doing drugs. It's a slippery slope. Psychedelics technically, I would say, are not addictive, but just like we might say Krispy Kremes aren't addictive, sugar is addictive, right? It's addictive because our mind, our brain chemistry, different things become addicted to it. It's different than some of the dopamine receptor sites. So they work differently, and that's why they're not as addictive. But we can get ourselves addicted to anything. So just keep that in mind. Do the work, pre and post. All right, let's go on to the next question.